हेलो बच्चों, गुड मॉर्निंग। वी हैव स्टार्टेड दिस लेसन इंडिगो by Louis Fisher. This lesson is about Gandhi's struggle for poor peasants. We have read in this lesson that in those days most of the arable land, fertile land in the Champaran district was divided into large estates owned by English, British landlords, and they were exploiting Indian peasants. The cheap commercial crop in those days was indigo. Landlords compelled all the peasants to plant 15% indigo in their fields and surrender the entire indigo harvest as rent. This was done by a long-term contract. The British did not need indigo anymore. When they came to know that Germany had developed synthetic indigo, they wanted to release the peasant from this old contract, and for that they demanded compensation. Some illiterate peasants, some who were afraid, they agreed to this. They agreed to pay this compensation, but many peasants refused this. And one of the sharecroppers met Gandhiji. His name was Rajkumar Shukla. Rajkumar Shukla met Gandhiji and told the whole story and requested Gandhiji to come to Champaran and help all the peasants. And when Gandhiji told him the time and place, Rajkumar Shukla met Gandhiji at the appointed place, appointed time in Calcutta. From Calcutta, they, Ms. Gandhiji and Rajkumar Shukla, both went to Patna in the house of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Because Gandhiji was dressed simply like a peasant, so servants mistook Gandhiji as peasant and misbehaved him. After that, Gandhiji went to Muzaffarpur because Muzaffarpur was in the route of Champaran. There he met J.B. Kripalani, who was founder of an art college and professor there. J.B. Kripalani made all the arrangement of Gandhiji's stay in the house of Professor Malkani. Then Gandhiji called a meeting of lawyers to understand the whole case in legal terms and to understand this contract. This news spread like wildfire everywhere. He was summoned in the court and many questions were asked. Gandhiji told exactly and honestly what Gandhiji had felt, what Gandhiji had done. Gandhiji was not afraid of any kind of punishment, and later, because of the pressure of peasants and people, Gandhiji was released without any sentence. Gandhiji visited the secretary of British Landlord Association and get the facts check. He wanted to get the fact about the contract, but secretary denied this fact. He said Gandhiji that he was an outsider and he cannot share this fact with an outsider, although Gandhiji said that he was no outsider. Then Gandhiji went to meet British commissioner, but British commissioner also tried to bully him, also tried to threaten him and said to leave this place immediately. But Gandhiji disobeyed. Gandhiji said, no, I will not leave this place. After that, he chalk out the whole plan and told everything to Rajendra Prasad and his team. After that, when Gandhiji was called by Lieutenant Governor, Gandhiji said to meet Lieutenant Governor, and he decided this, and but he gave instruction to the liars and to ashram. Suppose anything happened to him when he will go there and meet Lieutenant Governor, suppose he would be arrested or anything happened, so this work must go on. That's why Gandhiji made all the arrangement. Now after that, बच्चों, Gandhiji and the liars were proceeded to conduct a far-flung inquiry into the grievances of farmers. Depositions by about 10,000 pigeons were written down, and notes made on other evidence. Many notes were written, documents were collected, the whole area throbbed with the activity of the investigators. This we have read. Leading association again laid detailed plan for civil disobedience if he should not return. We have read this. Gandhiji had 4 protected interviews with the Lieutenant Governor, who as a result appointed an official commission of inquiry into the Indigo sharecropper situation. So Gandhiji had 4 protected interview. Protected interview means long interviews with Lieutenant Governor. As a result, what happened? The Lieutenant Governor appointed commission of inquiry. Commission of inquiry. In that commission of inquiry, this commission of inquiry was consisted of landlords, government officials, and Gandhiji. Landlords, government officials, and Gandhiji. As the sole representative of peasant, Gandhiji was as a representative of peasants. Gandhiji remained in Champaran for an initial uninterrupted period of several months, and then again for several shorter visits. The visit undertaken casually on the entreaty of an unlettered peasant in the expectation that it would last a few days, occupied almost a year of Gandhi's life. So unlettered peasant, who was this unlettered peasant? Rajkumar Shukla. Rajkumar Shukla, when he invited Gandhiji, he thought that this case will finish in a few days. He was not knowing, but this case actually had taken the whole year of Gandhiji. Gandhiji tried everything and did the ground level work. The official inquiry assembled a crushing mountain of evidence against the big planters. When the commission was doing inquiry, they found facts, they found evidence against planters, and when they saw that, they agreed in principle to make refund to the peasants. But how much must we pay? They asked Gandhiji. Now it was proved that planters have exploited peasants, and when planters came to know that they must have to pay, they asked Gandhiji how much they must pay to peasants. They thought he would demand payment in full. Payment in full means 100%. They were thinking probably Gandhiji would demand 100% of repayment, which they had illegally and decidedly extorted from the sharecroppers. Extorted means taken. Illegally and decidedly means cheating. By cheating, they have extorted, means taken from sharecroppers, means these poor peasants. He asked only 50%, but Gandhiji said refund only 50%, not full. There he seemed adamant, writes Reverend J. Z. Hodge, a British missionary. in Champaran. J. Z. Hodge, who was a British missionary in Champaran in those days, who observed the entire episode at close range, thinking probably that he would not give way, the representative of the planter offered to refund to the extent of 25%, and to the amazement Mr. Gandhi took him at his word, thus breaking the deadlock. He said that planter requested Gandhiji that they are able to refund only 25%. And they were surprised that Gandhiji accepted this. Gandhiji was agree with 25%. Gandhi said, okay, give only 25% of refund. So this settlement was adopted unanimously by the commission. Unanimously means agreed by all members. Unanimously means agreed by all members. Unanimously means there was no one against this settlement. So this settlement was made and adopted unanimously by the commission. Gandhiji explained that amount of the refund was less important than the fact that the landlords had been obliged to surrender part of the money and with it part of their prestige. Gandhiji said that money does not matter. Matter is that peasants should realize that they are not under landlords, and to restore their prestige. Prestige means esteem, respect of peasants. The planters had behaved as lords above the law. Planters were behaving just like lords above the law. Now the peasants saw that they had right and defenders. Now peasants found that they have their own rights and they have also defenders. Means people may represent the case of these peasants. He learned courage. Events justified Gandhiji's position. Within a few years, British planters abandoned their estates. Now, when this episode happened, within a few years, all the British planters in Champaran abandoned their estates. Abandoned means left their estates, means their fields, which reverted to the peasants. Reverted to the peasants means all the peasants again started their crop of grains, and now they have stopped growing indigo. Indigo sharecropping disappeared. Gandhiji never contented himself with large political or economic solutions. He saw the cultural and social backwardness in the Champaran villages. Then Gandhiji found that Champaran, this area was culturally backward and socially backward, and there were uneducated people. So Gandhiji wanted to do something about it immediately. He appealed for teachers, Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parikh, two young men. There were two young teachers, Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parikh. They joined Gandhiji as disciples, means followers, and their wives also joined, volunteered for the work. Volunteer means when someone offers services without any payment, and this is called volunteer. So they offered their services themselves. Several more came from Bombay, Pune and other distant parts of the land. Many other disciples also joined Gandhiji in that movement from Bombay, from Pune. Devadas, Gandhi's youngest son, arrived from the ashram. Ashram means from Ahmedabad. Devadas was Gandhi's youngest son. He also arrived there and joined Gandhi. Mrs. Gandhi also joined him. Primary schools were opened in 6 villages, and primary schools were opened there. Kasturba taught the ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Kasturba means Mrs. Gandhi started a kind of ashram there, where students, poor children of these peasants, she started teaching, and she also taught the rules of personal hygiene, personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Health conditions were miserable most of the peasants' health condition was very miserable. Gandhiji got a doctor to volunteer his services for 6 months. Gandhiji contacted one doctor and requested that doctor to volunteer his service there for 6 months. Three medicines were available. There: castor oil, quinine, and sulfur ointment. Anybody who showed a coated tongue, if there was any peasant who had coated tongue, he was given dose of castor oil. Anybody who had malaria fever received quinine plus castor oil. Anybody with skin eruptions received ointment plus castor oil. Skin eruption means skin disease, skin fungus, skin bacteria, skin related disease was given castor oil. Gandhi noticed the filthy state of women's clothes. He asked Kasturba to talk to them about it. Yes, women in that area used to wear filthy dresses, it means very dirty dresses. So when Gandhiji said to Kasturba to talk to those women, one woman took Kasturba into her heart and said, "Look, there is no box or cupboard here for clothes. The sari I am wearing is only one I have." So one woman said that I have only this sari. I have no other sari to change. During his long stay in Champaran, Gandhiji kept a long distance watch on the ashram. He sent regular instruction by mail and asked for financial accounts. Once he wrote to the resident, it was time to fill the old latrine trenches and dig new ones. Otherwise, the old ones would begin to smell bad. So Gandhiji said that new latrine tanks should be dug. Otherwise, the old one will start smelling. The Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. What I did, he explained, was a very ordinary thing. I declared that the British could not order me. Gandhiji told Louis Fisher, means the writer, Gandhiji told that what I did, one very ordinary things. I declared that Britishers could not order me in my own country. But Champaran did not begin as an act of defiance. It grew out of an attempt to alleviate the distress of a large number of poor peasants. Alleviate means to mitigate, to lessen. To lessen the distress means problem, trauma, trouble of large numbers of poor peasants. This was the typical Gandhian pattern. His politics were intertwined with the practical day-to-day problems of the millions. He was not a loyalty to abstraction. Means abstraction means abstract things, just opposite of concrete things. Concrete means ideal. Concrete means those things which are real. So Gandhiji used to do real things, and abstraction means those which cannot be touched. Those are abstractions. So Gandhiji is not working on abstraction, but Gandhiji is working on concrete things, mean real things, practical things, and on ground level things. That's why Gandhiji not only solved the problem of landlords, but Gandhiji also solved the problem of poor peasants at the ground level. It was a loyalty to living human beings. In everything Gandhiji did, moreover, he tried to mold a new free India who could stand on his own feet and thus make India free. Early in the Champaran action, Charles Prior Andrews, the English pacifist. Pacifist means a person who believes in peace. So Charles Prior Andrews, who had become a devoted follower of the Mahatma, came to bid Gandhi farewell before going a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. Gandhi's lawyer friend thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. So many lawyer friends advised Gandhiji that Gandhiji should stop Charles Prior Andrews to help these poor peasants. Andrew was willing if Gandhi agreed, but Gandhiji was vehemently opposed. He said, "You think that in this unequal fight it would be helpful if we have an Englishman on our side." This shows the weakness of our heart. Gandhi said that we should not take help of an Englishman because this will show our weakness. The cause is just, and you must rely on yourself to win the battle. You should not seek a prop in Mr. Andrews. Gandhiji said that we must rely on ourselves and we must fight this battle by ourselves. We should not prop. Prop means take support. Prop means support. Take support, seek support in Mr. Andrews because he happens to be an Englishman. We must take support of ourselves, not any Englishman. He had read our minds correctly, Rajendra Prasad comments, and we had no reply. Gandhiji in this way taught us a lesson of self-reliance. In this way, Gandhiji taught a lesson of self-reliance. Indian independence and help to sharecroppers were all bound together. So this is about today's lesson. Thank you, bachcho, and we will discuss the questions. Thank you.